Andy Robertson, left back, Liverpool FC. I think for me, it's just trying to improve every day, trying to get better, but also, I think I've always, one trophy's great, but it's not enough. There's always more to come. There's always more to achieve, and in different areas. National team's a huge motivation for me. Club football, obviously winning trophies, because the feeling when you win trophies and the feeling they have, in cup finals and things like that, you can't replicate in normal games and things, and that's the feelings you want to feel in football. You want to look back at one point and go, what Premier League did we win, because we won that many and things like that. But I think that's why me and this squad are so motivated that, one is good, but we always want more. And I think you always just try and continue to improve and always try and see the next challenge, not the challenge that's already been. Yeah, look, I think it's a big factor. I think, we are a hard-working team. We never give up. We always go right to the end. And I think, in times people have matched their intensity maybe for 70 minutes or 75 or even sometimes 89, 90, but, the 1 minute that they slip, then we're always ready to capitalise on it. And I think, look, we need to have quality and we need to have been able to punish teams and been able to score goals, but work rate is a huge part of football. It's a huge part of life, and us as a squad just now have the perfect balance of that and have it in abundance, and I think that's where our success starts from. Our lives are under a microscope. Everyone's kind of looking in, and everything you do on the football pitch and everything you do off the football pitch is analysed by people you'll never meet and people you never know, and sometimes that's hard to get your head around. But it's important, when it comes to, for me, when it comes to game day, that's where I feel I belong. For instance, if I can take you to the day of the 2 Champions League finals I've played in, the easiest part of the 2 days was the 90 minutes of football, because that's the bit you're in control of. The bits of sitting in your hotel room thinking what's going to happen tonight, naturally a human's mind can play tricks on you, and it's obviously the second time was a lot easier than the first time, but I just think as humans and as what you're good at, what you're comfortable at, and what you can control and what you can't control. And I think as the years have gone by, I've been very good at kind of separating them. What things can I control and what things, I can control, my mindset going into this game. I can't control, how the game's going to go, because, referees' decisions, how the other team play, how we play, everything like that. You can't control what people are writing about you or whatever like that, but what you can control is you can try and be in your best possible form going into it. And I think I try and take that into life as well. Do you know what I mean? In terms of being a dad, in terms of being, a fiance, in terms of being a family, everything. I think you can control how much you invest in something. And I think if you invest a lot, then usually you get the rewards out of that. And I think I've always tried to do that, and I'll continue to do that. And, that's the kind of advice I always try and give people, that, if you invest 100%, then at least you can have no regrets. And I've always tried to live life like that. When you're coming through an academy, one person's decision can make or break your career, and it's important that you don't let that affect you, because if one coach doesn't think you're good enough, it doesn't mean that other coaches don't. And it means, okay, you might get let go from Liverpool, or in my case, I got let go from Celtic, but I didn't let go of the dream of becoming a footballer. I still believed that I could become a footballer at, I didn't know what level. If you told me I was sitting here at Liverpool, I wouldn't have agreed with you, but I believed I could still make it. And I just think it goes back to, if you give 100% to it, and that was my attitude. If I gave 100% to my footballing career, I knew if I was doing a normal job now, I'd have no regrets, because I could look back on it and go, do you know what, that wasn't for me, because I gave it absolutely everything and I wasn't good enough, and that's fine, I can deal with that. But I think if I gave 1% less than that and I gave 99%, I think, could you have done that little thing better? I just think you would live with huge regrets. So, I try and speak to some of the academy boys here, and I speak to Scottish boys up in Scotland and things like that, and it's put your all into it. Put your all into it, and what have you got to lose? If it doesn't work, then you've not lost anything. It's only there to be gained. And I think if you take that attitude, then it'll work for you, because if you're not successful at football, you'll be successful in life and something else. And that's the most important thing. Hard work beats talent every time. If talent doesn't work hard enough, of course. That's always a saying that stayed with me when I was at Celtic. Tommy Burns said that to me. It always stuck with me, because I've got no doubts that when I was a young boy at Celtic, there was better players than me. I've got no doubts at Queen's Park, technically, there was probably better players than me. At Hull and at Liverpool, there was technically better players than me. But I always tried to be at the top of the hard working. Now we've got a squad that's, everyone's top, really. I don't think we have anyone that slacks, but maybe at Queen's Park we had people that wanted to work that much, and I always wanted to be there, because it goes back to what you can control and what you can't control. You can control how hard you work in games. You can control, how much you run and how much you do. You can't control if, say for me, if I'm coming up against a winger and he has the best game of his life, I can't control that. That's him to control. I can try and defend him the best possible way, but sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes I misplace passes, sometimes I take bad touches. But what I can control is how much I run in the bad games. And then in the good games, when everything's going right, you can still control how much you can run. So for me, hard work always wins. You obviously need talent. Like, hard work's not going to win if you're hopeless. But I think if you get hard work and you've got the maximum talent and you've got the maximum hard work, then it gives you the best possible chance.